Tsuki ga Kirei, or in English, As the Moon So Beautiful, is a wonderful little anime I somehow missed when it originally aired back in April. Well, now that I've been catching up on the anime from 2017, I am very happy that I didn't sleep on this one. It's really nice to get a show like this. Honestly, I think it's important for anime to produce these shows every so often. Anime is known for its eccentric characters, weird stories, and constant tonal shifts. However, with As the Moon So Beautiful, we get a nice anime following the adolescence of Akane and Kotaro. No wacky hair colors, no mechas, no cliche ecchi, just an anime that feels genuinely real. I'm a sucker for romance anime, and what this show gets right off the bat is that these characters have lives outside of their romantic relationship, and just as important, have different relationships with everyone around them. Akane wants to get better at track, but she's an anxious girl and can't focus when she loses her squishy or when her best friend likes the guy she likes. Kotaro wants to write but is embarrassed to and has a mother that doesn't approve. The foundation for this show is solid. There's problems for the characters to overcome and interesting character dynamics to see play out. It has a nice color palette with a nice stylistic choice making the highlights on everything pure white. It doesn't have the most impressive soundtrack, but it's enough to get you into the mood of whatever scene is happening. The opening is fine, but I actually prefer the ED. It was beautifully sung with soft vocals. I'm also going to clarify that I did watch the show dubbed because it's a good dub. Fuck off, sub-elitist. Apphia Yu and Stephen Sanders did a great job as the leads, and everyone else did a good job as well. What I really wanted to focus on is how this show so accurately executes these characters' adolescence. While watching this anime, I was constantly reminded of my youth in middle school. When I saw a classmate out in public, I too tried to avoid them, so I wouldn't have to be social. And even if I did run into them, of course it was awkward. I too also felt awkward when girls first showed interest in me. And I too was given a dirty magazine by my local bookstore. Wait, what? I love that this anime didn't tease the audience for the whole show if these two were going to get together. By the time we got to episode 4, they decided to actually give dating a shot. It's nice to see that anime has recently, in the past couple of years, been telling stories of what it's like to be in a relationship and not just all the stuff that happens leading up to one. A complaint I've seen for this show is that it's too slow. I don't personally think so. In fact, I'm pretty sure its pacing is in theme of the story being told. Remember being a kid and time just went by a lot slower? You were enjoying everything from moment to moment. That's how you should be experiencing this show. Just enjoying what's being shown moment to moment, even if you're just watching two preteens texting back and forth. Akane and Kotaro are what middle school relationships are. They're awkward. You don't know what to do. You get jealous when the person you like talks to other people. Your conversations are a lot more in text than they are in person. And quick side note, Funimation, can you please put subtitles over the Japanese characters being shown on screen on the Verve platform? It gets really annoying when important plot details are being conveyed through texting and I have to jump over to the Crunchyroll to find out what's being said. When time passes by in your first middle school relationship, you stop being so awkward and you start to get comfortable. You muster up the courage to hold her hand. You stop being embarrassed and just let your friends and everyone know that yeah, you're in a relationship. Big whoop. You do dumb things for that relationship, like applying to her high school even though it's going to be a 2-hour commute. Holy shit, dude, those hand-holding sessions must be really worth it. If you don't know what having a middle school relationship is like, well, don't fret too much, because Akane's and Kotaro's relationship with their friends and family is also very important. I like how there's different friend groups. Akane has her group of friends in the class that like to gossip, but she also has her group of friends on the track team. Sometimes you might go to an outing inviting all your friends, like going to an amusement park. And sometimes they'll bleed together, but mostly realistically, they'll just go back to their original groups. I think the most relatable sequence with all the friend characters was when everyone went on a school trip, trying to sneak your phones past the counselors, and when it's past the curfew, you and your friends stay up to do a little gossiping or play some video games. One of my favorite gags was when the counselor catches Kotaro outside of his room with his phone, but the counselor is like drunk, so as an audience we expect Kotaro to be able to play it off like he had nothing in his hand, but this counselor just like swoops in and takes that shit right from his hands and keeps walking. It was pretty funny. When you're a middle schooler, your family makes all the important decisions for you, even if they might misunderstand what you really want, because they're your parents. They just want to do what's best for you. I particularly liked how Kotaro's parents were portrayed. I already mentioned that Kotaro's mom doesn't approve of him writing, and was realistically very upset with Kotaro when he told his parents he wanted to go to a high school 2 hours away. I also love how the dad went in to have a dad and son talk, but said like a few words and just like left. There's gotta be some people who watch that and think, yeah, my dad wouldn't have said that much either. As for Akane's family, her parents didn't do too much other than embarrass her, but her sister was a character that viewed the world from a very realistic point of view. You can't be friends with Nishio, she likes your boyfriend. You're going to have a long distance relationship, it's not gonna work. Tsuki ga Kirei isn't just a show about two kids falling in love. It's about growing up, finding what it is that you want to do. It's about, even though you might try your hardest, sometimes life separates you from the people you care about. But that's okay, because it's the moments you've made that you get to keep and remember. It helps you grow from an awkward teenager to an adult. And hey, if you're fortunate enough, you'll be able to meet that special someone again.